We gotta talk, dude. You ever catch yourself? I mean, I'm guessing most of you have already caught yourselves at one point avoiding silence, avoiding being real, avoid like you ever like you catch yourself having your AirPods in all day. Dude, I'll be honest, some nights I'm in bed and I've had my AirPods in all day and I don't want to take them off, man, because the like the silence outside the AirPod, like they scare me, dog. Like, or I don't know how to explain. It doesn't scare me, but it's so uncomfortable. I don't want to hear the silence. And that's after a whole day of wearing my AirPods on, like, the forgive me for my hair. It's like I've had it up in a bun all day, so it looks. And just been during that day, like, just been sitting all day, like in class or even on the train home or with AirPods with music on, dude. And I realize when I look back on those days, I wasn't talking to one person, like not one. I was not open to that. I don't, to fate. I wasn't open to fate. Like I don't know. It sounds to destiny. You know what I mean? I wasn't open to it. Closed. I just entered into my inner world, basically, and just turn off any outside noise as like a distraction. And I think we cope to ourselves, basically. We tell ourselves, because I'm on the grind, bro, I'm on the grind. But what part of that is grind, dude? You're just being an autist, right? Like, I'm just being an autist. And I realize also that a lot of the time when we're going to the movies or watching YouTube or spending time with people, we're just eating every opinion and mindset and letting it like make an imprint on our mind where it's staining us and how we actually think. Like, how many of us actually think for ourselves? How many of us are just repeating what we saw in the latest YouTube video or movie? Like, and that shit stays with you, man. And I say this because I was at the movies today and I saw this video and it had some stuff I didn't like. And guess what? Couple hours later, I'm thinking and watching videos about that same thing I didn't like. And I realize now that basically I don't like thinking about um the thing I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like thinking about anything else than what actually propels me forward in life. And for me personally, that's coding, that's programming. I like C++, Visual Studio Code, all that stuff. Nerdy stuff, right? Like, people have no respect for this occupation, but like, let me just be real. Like, why would you, right? You just sit like this, like and a lot of these people are fat, you know what I mean? And no shame to anybody that's fat out there, but I'm just saying people don't tend to respect that job. Um, that's what I like, and that's what I think I kind of want to be doing. I might even start a YouTube channel on that subject. But anyway, uh, going to the movies, I realized like I'm not even a fan of that shit, bro. Cause you'd think it's like leisure, right? Or it's like it takes away stress, or I'm doing something that's fun. I don't like it, man. I really don't, because it gets my brain occupied with things that are really kind of I've seen it before, man. It's a movie. I've seen 1,000 movies. Like, this Hollywood stuff, obviously people don't like Hollywood nowadays, right? But it's just the same slop reiterated. And even just going for one night out, going to the movies, I realize it just gets me thinking about the wrong shit. It gets me thinking about like women, relationships. But if I'm real with myself, I don't actually care so much about that stuff. It's not like, I don't know to explain, but the thing in culture and even in self improvement, in all man's spheres, the whole question about like, how can I get the girl, or how can I get be in that fulfilling relationship? How can I find a woman who satisfies me or like satisfies my ego, right? This is like, this is the focus of all mainstream culture. This is the focus of men, especially in movies. Their main focus is the woman. But when I'm honest with myself and I let go of like the animalistic urge, I realize I don't actually care about that much. Like it's okay, obviously it's important and it's pretty much the only thing I've been thinking about since my balls dropped. I'll be real, like it's probably just finding a wife and getting married. It's probably the only thing I've thought about throughout my teenage years, and I just turned 18. But I realize now, like as I'm getting into other stuff, trying to make money, trying to like do a career, and I realize I don't actually care about it that much. And I think a lot of movies and culture put it into my head. And it's even in the manosphere, especially the manosphere, like the red pill kind of stuff, that it put it into my mind that I should care about, but I don't actually care about it that much. I care about it like it's nice, but I think if you can just let go of the anxiety, bro, if you can just sort of realize that it'll work out. I don't like let your balls hang for a bit. It sounds insane, but just let your balls hang and realize it's probably gonna work out, bro. Like you probably don't have to think about it so much. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, unless you look like a gay lesbian like me, right? But trust me, bros, the haircut, it's coming. The haircut is coming, boys. But it's winter, you gotta stay warm. But I realize, yeah, I don't actually care that much. I feel like how I really feel is that basically I'm just kind of over here doing my own thing, living my life, and it's going good, and I like it. But my favorite part is like my work. It's sort of like a combination of doing this YouTube channel, but also mainly programming, right? But then also friends, and just like I don't know, I'm into like spirituality, I guess. I like history, and obviously, to some degree, like I'm not a history buff, but I like theology, stuff like that. Um, that that's what I'm into. But I don't buy into this like Hollywood reasoning that I should be like crying over a girl, or like think like, oh no, my wife. I don't know how to explain. I'm not saying you shouldn't care about your loved ones, but like I think the natural man wouldn't be so occupied like all the time about the girl, how she's feeling. Like I think I would prefer, like even if I was in a relationship, I would prefer to have a lot of time on my own. Like I don't like the burden basically that a lot of women bring, right? They bring a burden to you. You have to sort of make sure they're taken care of and everything. I would just prefer, honestly, I would prefer to work on my own thing. And if I find a woman that, like, or if a woman finds me, I guess, that appreciates that and wants to be around me, then all right, cool, you can be around me, and it's all right. But it's not like I'm not gonna be that dude who's like, you know, even like, you know, let's say getting on your knees. You realize you get on your knees, like, okay, I don't know. It always seemed a little bit weird to me, and I think it seems weird to all guys, sort of naturally. Like, people are gonna get this so wrong. Like, honestly, once they hear that, oh, I'm a fucking misogynist, I'm not traditional. You're not traditional. You don't want to get on your knees. Not really. I mean, nah. I'd rather just do it low key. You know what I mean? I'd rather keep it low key. Like, I want to get married, yes, and I want to have children, yes, and I think that's probably the greatest things in life. That's probably the most enjoyable things in life, for sure. And I'm a very soft guy. I like. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how to say this in a way that's not very embarrassing, but obviously I like being around women. Uh, but you do you get what I'm saying, bro? It's not my life though. It is not my life. She is not my life. I'm gonna be okay. If I were to be married and my wife died, I would be okay. Like, because you realize, bro, there's more to life. And I'm not saying that women are not amazing and that I wouldn't have an amazing wife. I'm saying more that you'd have to live for something more. You have, because you realize if your wife dies, you still have children to take care of, especially now that they don't have a mother, right? Like, I'm going very autistic with this, but yeah, there's there's definitely more you're living for. And you still gotta keep, you still want to emanate good energy to your children, even though your wife just died, right? And I think there's room for grieving and mourning once you've already taken care of your own life and you feel safe in protecting yourself and your family and providing. Um, there's room for grief once you've actually gotten to know her, and there's room for all of that once we've gotten our lives on stable, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, let your nuts hang. Like, don't, movies are pretty bad for you, bro. Instagram is pretty bad for you, I think. Even YouTube can be very bad for you, because instead of just doing something that you like and that you want to do and that you find meaning in and you want to become really good at, you're just taking in all these impressions and implanting their mindsets and their ideas into your head. But it's like, is that life? Is that it, bro? Let your nuts hang. Do what you want to do. Like, I don't know, let them hang, bro. Like, just breathe in, breathe out, spend some time in silence, take off your AirPods in public, be open to fate, to destiny, to maybe you're gonna talk to someone. Be open, and I guarantee you, your social life is gonna be better. Um, and that's kind of it. I'm just trying to basically encourage you to. I've avoided saying this phrase the whole video. Basically, get you to turn off the voices, as they say, and decide for yourself sometimes, and be open and be a nice guy and talk to people. Like, talk to everyone. Don't just talk to girls. Don't just Don't talk to girls because you want to, basically, don't only talk to girls when you want something from them, when you like think they're beautiful or whatever. Like, it's always nice to talk to beautiful women, but don't, man, just talk to them normally. I don't know how to explain. Like, I have to get better at this, but talk to anyone you find interesting, and you will unlock the fucking mind power, bro. I don't know how to explain, but just like, spend time in silence, talk to people, get off the internet sometimes, do what you want to do. Don't listen to what everybody else is telling you to do, because a lot of the time you can listen to them, but don't immediately accept it as true, because a lot of the time people already have preconceived judgments and they're just pushing it onto you. They're pushing their beliefs onto you a lot of the time, and you don't have to accept it. Like, you just don't, bro. Just let your nuts hang. And try and figure it out. Tap into the source. Sit in the silence. Let the ideas come to you, right? And do the thing you're meant to do. Find that. Try some stuff. All right, that's it. Take care, you guys.